Hey guys, welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. This is Isabella Priest, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips for if you're gonna be a delivery driver for any of these like gig apps. So before we get started, I just want to let you know that you can sign up with a link down in our description to become a Lyft driver, and if you sign up with that link, you can get a sign-up bonus and guaranteed up to $1,000, so definitely check that out. Also, be sure to check out this app called Current. It's a banking app that helps you make good financial choices. It's really good with like money management if you're trying to save money and reach your financial goals. We also have a sign up link down below in the description for that, so be sure to check it out. Let's get started with these 10 tips for food delivery drivers. Tip number 1 is to make sure you're driving at the right times. I'd say it's probably good to go out and get orders during the lunch rush, which is like 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then also like dinner time and late at night. So maybe like 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. and then weekends. Also, there's like surge pricing, so you can get paid more. I know on Uber Eats especially, if you're gonna do that, it's definitely good to go in those like busier times so that you can make more money. Tip number 2 is that you want to learn what deliveries are worth it for you. Typically, you don't want to accept orders that are under like $7 or maybe even $10, especially if they're not that close to you, because it really won't be worth it for the time and the gas that you're using. You also want to consider the traffic. If you know the traffic in your area and what times it gets really busy, you don't want to be going from one busy area to another where there's a lot of traffic, like let's say during rush hour. And then also just a little tip, like if you happen to know your area really well and you know the restaurants around you really well, or you've been doing food delivery for a while and you've kind of picked up on this, you can kind of determine which restaurants are typically really slow for pickup orders, and you might want to avoid those because you'll just be waiting a really long time, and then the person you're delivering to might also get a little bit annoyed from the long wait, so you could just avoid deliveries from those specific restaurants if you happen to know them. Tip number 3 is that you want to track your mileage. I can't express enough how important it is to track your mileage. This is so important for when you're filing your taxes and you want to get tax returns. So there's actually a bunch of apps you can use out there if you want to track your mileage. I know Everlance is a really good one for that. There's also MILEIQ, TRIPLOG, and there's a bunch of other ones out there you can look up and see. It's good to just have it all like written down, and when the app does it for you, it makes it way easier. It's way more convenient. So definitely be sure to do that. Tip number 4 is to have really good customer service. Obviously, this is a given, but there are a bunch of little things you can do that might make all the difference and get you a bigger tip. So you want to have really good communication with the person you're delivering to. Let's say there's traffic or there's some kind of delay. It's always important to just maybe like send them a message and let them know like, hey, I have your order, I'm getting your order, but there's a lot of traffic, or just something so the person you're delivering to isn't just like waiting and wondering like, oh, what's taking so long. And then also you just want to be super friendly, like if you're giving them the food and they don't request for it to just be left outside the door, you want to be friendly with them. Also be friendly in the messages. And it's always a good idea to just like add extra sauces or extra utensils, napkins, anything like that. I can't tell you, like I've ordered so many Postmates and Uber Eats and Doordash and all of that, and like when they don't bring napkins or sauce or plastic utensils, or they forget like a straw for my drink, it's actually like pretty annoying. And you might come across someone that will actually give you a lower rating just because of that, which I know is a little bit ridiculous, but you really never know. So it's always good to just take that extra step. It takes like a few seconds, just grab some extra stuff to throw in the bag. Tip number 5 is to double up on apps. I know there's a lot of people that don't already do this. If you're gonna be a delivery driver on one app, like let's say Uber Eats, you might as well sign up for the other ones like Grubhub, Postmates, Instacart, all of that. Because what you can do is that you can open 2 delivery apps at the same time and wait and see which app gives you a better delivery option. And then when you get a decent order, you can shut off the other app while you complete that delivery. And then once you're getting closer to completing your first delivery, you can then open the second app and see what order request you get. That way there's never any like downtime between orders and you're just constantly getting orders. Like if you're up for it, then you can really just go from order to order on these two different apps without having to like kind of wait around for the next one. That way you can increase your earnings. Okay, this is tip number 6. You want to make sure you store your hot and cold foods properly. It's definitely worth investing in like a cooler or an insulated bag for the deliveries, because it is really annoying for the customer to get their food and it's already super cold by the time they get it. Or if they ordered like frozen yogurt or something in the summertime and it's melted, that's also super annoying. It can definitely lead to a bad review or like no tip. So it's really worth just investing in these proper food delivery bags, because in the end, like, you might get a better tip or a better rating if the food that you deliver is still like in good condition. It really makes all the difference. All right, this is tip number 7. Try delivering by bike. I know this isn't an option for everyone, but if you happen to live in an area that has like a lot of traffic and it would be faster to just bike and everything's really condensed and close to each other, like let's say you're somewhere as busy as like Manhattan and you're just delivering within a small radius in like a big city like that, it is worth it to use a bike. You know, bikes aren't that expensive, especially compared to cars, and then that way you're getting a little bit of exercise. You can beat the traffic by not having to wait at like traffic lights all the time, and you can also save money on gas because the gas prices right now are absolutely insane. So you might as well save money by trying to bike sometime. Tip number 8 is to always double check the order. It would be really unfortunate if you just picked up the order right away, dropped it off, and the order was wrong, or you accidentally picked up the wrong order, delivered it to the wrong person. You always want to double check. That way it just eliminates the whole risk of like lowering your overall rating. Tip number 9 is to accept stacked orders when it's appropriate. So a stacked order is just when you know you have like 2 orders at the same time and you just like drop one off and then drop the other one off on the way. If you have an order on one side and then the other order that's stacked is like way over here and it's not on the way, it's not worth it, because then it's going to take you way longer to get to the person that's further away. They're probably going to get annoyed by waiting so long. There's been a lot of times where I thought my order was just going to come right away and it was like 30 minutes delayed because they picked up a stacked order that was literally a complete detour to where I was, and that was super annoying. And then by the time they got there, obviously my food was cold. I didn't give them a bad review because I don't really do that, but there are a lot of people out there that would be willing to like give you a negative review or like not give you a good tip or not give you a tip at all. So my last food delivery secret / tip is that you want to wait in areas with a high density in restaurants. If you are waiting for more order requests, if you're in a really like pop-in area in your city that has a ton of restaurants and also just like a ton of like maybe office buildings. I know a lot of people that work in offices will order food too, especially like during their lunch break. That's a great way to get good orders. Like, you'll probably be able to pick up the food way faster. You won't have to waste time like driving super far to pick up the food. So it's good to wait in those areas if you are going to be waiting for an order. Anyways, I hope you liked all of these tips and I hope they helped you if you are a food delivery driver or if you're wanting to be one. Once again, if you would like to sign up to be a Lyft driver, we have a sign up link in the description where you can get a guaranteed bonus of up to $1,000. It's definitely worth it to check out if you did want to be a Lyft driver. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.